I've been thinking about this a lot, and I've come to the realization that the reboot is what you need, and the rebranding, and it doesn't even have to be rebranding of your art if you're an artist, your creation, or content creator, rebranding of your business, a rebranding of, some people. I have gone off of an aesthetic, and I like an aesthetic, and I can see the whole image. I can smell what the scene involves. I can feel what the scene involves. I can see the color schematics of the scene. I have an entire circumstance that I can fill with something. But I'm switching from an aesthetic to a persona. And I think this might be, I'm hoping this might be it. I'm hoping that we can embody an archetype that we can be ourselves more, or maybe not ourselves, but we can be something new that we want to be. And we won't resonate with old things anymore. Old things might fall away. Old circumstances might fall away again because we're not resonating with those things anymore. But it's like things are happening, right? I think things are shifting, and I'm super stoked. And there's going to be an explosion of this. Our ability to personify, and the sillier the better, lightheartedness and laughter and merrymaking and jovial activities. These things bring that lighthearted spirit to circumstances. We can get out of the serious rut, or we can get into the serious rut. But most importantly, we can get in and out of the serious rut, or any other character with ease, because we're no longer going after an aesthetic, but after a character change. I know I'm sounding awfully cryptic, and I'm sounding awfully like what the hell is this dude talking about? I'm alluding to something because I have a project in the making that's going to blow you guys' minds. It's continually blowing my mind. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. I've created an aesthetic, but now I want to create a persona. Now, before I could see the smells and colors of a room, and now I want to feel the thoughts of the person that's going to be inside of that room. Am I making sense? Am I just rambling? Because I am sort of rambling, but I'm trying to share something super important with you guys that I'm finding to be important with myself, and that's making me happy because it's unlocking all kinds of new cool shit as far as personal development goes. And not even in the aspect of personal development and health and wellness and finances, all the things that we want to do to become better people and enrich our lives, enrich the quality of our lives. What the hell was I talking about? Oh, not personal development in that sense, but in a way that is fun, spirited, unique, seamless. It's and I'm stoked on it, and I'm hoping one way or another you guys can get that same sort of, pick up that same vibe that I'm picking up as you're putting down, because the capacity for us to be different types of people and to express ourselves in ways, at least externally, right? This is an egotistical video. I'm talking specifically the lens in which we want to show up into the world, and therefore the lens in which the world is going to see us, right? Because the lens tends to work both ways. If you have a red colored lens, it's either direction you look through the lens, the view is going to be tinted with the red. So I'm talking about a very superficial, egotistical, not in the negative aspect, again, strictly the lens aspect of interacting with the world. Who you are behind closed doors might change a little bit. Your goals might change a little bit. Your aspirations might change a little bit. They will to a degree, because how is life not all connected by the same web? But this is mostly, how can I view the world in such a way that's going to change how I act in the world? It's really easy if you're an artist, or if you're a musician, or if you are, well, it's something in the arts, because a lot of art and all of its manifestations, a lot of art is the story, is the story that's translated to the viewer. You see, if I'm a musician, there's writing the music, there's performing the music, and then there's Keith Garcia, the story that the quality of the story that I have to tell, and how that shows up for people. Like, you can write a horror book that talks about coming of age, or you can write a sci-fi book that talks about coming of age. Same story. You go on the same quests. You overcome the same obstacles and the same identity crises and problems, but with a different lens. And we don't have to. You can do whatever the hell you want. What's important to note is that there's a lot of ways to do that. There's a lot of ways that we can show up in the world that sometimes allows us to be ourselves more than we thought was possible. And with me, I have a tendency to set up aesthetics instead of leaning into the persona itself. Like, I can envision Middle Earth, Lord of the Rings, down to the Shire and the Shire lights, and the music, live music in the background, and the soft green grass under my feet, and the sound of popping bottles of ale, and that whole. But I haven't been thinking, what character am I going to be in that realm? Am I going to be Gimli the dwarf in the mines of Moria, chipping at mithril ore, making armor? Am I going to be Gandalf? And if I choose to be Gandalf, am I going to be the super heady wisdom Gandalf? Or am I going to be someone looking to share an adventure? Am I going to be Bilbo Baggins, who's neat and tidy and is thrust out into the world, into cold, dank, wet grounds, and overcoming? Who am I going to be? How am I? I've set up the world. I set up the texture. I've set up the feeling. But now, what persona am I going to go forward with? And how is that going to translate? How is that going to translate my message to the world? And I think we can all, I feel in my soul of souls that this is going to add such an interesting quality of life to all of your projects, all of your creative endeavors. If you write poetry, if you write music, if you have a YouTube meme page where you just post funny things all day, or whether you're a gosh darn arcturian, you're gonna come across in such cool ways, such unique ways, such fun ways, I don't know, your world is gonna light up. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it. I feel it.